How we doing, boys and girls? Mathis here, welcome back to another video. So I wanted to showcase the deck that has, for me personally, been able to push me to 90 sigils at this point and has allowed me to progress pretty smoothly throughout the entire normal campaign and way into the heroic campaign. I am still quite easily chunking through the heroic campaign with this deck, and it is doing really well for me, so I wanted to just share it with you guys. Let's take a little bit of a look at what the deck consists of and what are some things I would change or why you should maybe look at doing some things slightly differently. The leader I've gone with is old Mery. I'm a big fan of this dude. I was lucky to get him really quite early on in the game, and I was also lucky to get a few stars under his belt quite quickly. The week to where the beast was in the dungeon and in the grid, I was able to pick up a bunch of these quite quickly and easily. I'd saved up a bit of gold from doing the Arclight Surges, and for some reason he was just easy to get. He's kind of cool, mostly because he has the ability to summon bonus Murlocs. Murlocs are fun. They flood the game, and you can kind of control how they flood the map. His trait, for those that may not know, is the March of the Murlocs. This means for 5 seconds after placing old Mery, for every single gold you spend, a small little Murloc Tidehunter jumps out, and they will run through the map with you. By default, they spawn at your home base, yet there is one of his traits that gives you the ability for them to spawn on you. Tip of the Spear allows those bonus Murlocs to spawn directly on you, so you've got a little bit of control whether you sort of want them to spawn right back at your base or whether you want them to spawn with you. But quite honestly, the trait that I use more so with this guy than anything else is Marathon of the Murlocs. Marathon of the Murlocs allows that bonus once you place him to last for an additional 5 seconds. Now, in a 10-second period of time, if you're clever about this, you can spend a lot of gold. There are times where I've summoned 7, 8, 9, 10 bonus free Murlocs with this trait, and you can just flood the map, especially if you've already taken a tower that's halfway down the map. You can place Mery out. All of the bonus Tidehunter Murlocs spawn at your base, and it's just this wave of spear-throwing Murlocs that come at the enemy from behind, and not much really stands a chance. Now, obviously, this is good for the PvE side of things. It's not solely focused towards PvP, but it's very fun to see it. So he's the leader that I chose with, and then I wanted to integrate two of my favorite minis. Two of my favorite minis in the game being the Huntress. The Huntress is just on another level, overpowered. It's actually disgusting. She's a little bit expensive at 5 gold, but she can just clean the map. When she throws her glaive and it ricochets and bounces through things, it's actually disgusting. I've chosen to pick up the trait on her, which actually makes her glaive bounce even more, meaning it hits more targets. It can completely clean through a wave of chickens, for example, without any stress whatsoever. Raptors coming your way, no problem. Like any small low health but quantity mobs, Huntress just absolutely carves through. And of course, because she's ranged, drop a tank in front of her, and she can stand behind, just ping, 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 and anything that gets spawned to try and counteract her just gets carved through. Huntress, really fun. Harpies. For anybody that's been watching me on stream recently play Rumble, I basically have this theory that if Harpies can get to the boss is dead. They have ridiculously high damage. There's 3 of them, and they just carve away. They carve away. If you can protect them whilst they're getting towards either a tower or to a boss, they will do aggressive amounts of damage. I still believe they're one of the highest DPS mobs in the game. And the trait I've chosen to use on these guys is Infectious Swipes. This gives them the poison. So even if you get like a couple of shots off, and then they get killed for whatever reason, that dot poison damage is still going to chunk away on whatever their target was. The Harpies are absolutely fantastic. And then we're looking at some support for that main trio, really. The support here is I've got something a bit chunky. I choose to use the Stonehoof Tauren. She has a lot of health, and she can act quite as quite a good tank. She's relatively well priced at 4 gold, but also with the charge that she does, she can really sort of, you know, take a big chunk of damage off something very, very quickly. The charge is powerful enough that I thought, well, what's better than 1 charge? 2 charges. Momentum gives her the ability to charge into one thing and then charge into something else. She'll even charge chests, so she can actually work very well at generating you some extra bonus gold as well. The charge damage is actually ridiculous as well. I don't know what the stacking charge damage is. It doesn't actually particularly say here, does it? Either way, she hits like a tank. She is a tank. And she's very good at sort of staying ahead and absorbing a bit of that damage of, say, your Huntress or maybe your Harpies. I use the Bandits. I've spoke about the Bandits before. The Bandits are absolutely fantastic. They are just so good. They never don't do damage, right? They are 1 gold, so they're super cheap. They spawn 2 of them. They spawn with stealth, meaning that, you know, it's not much. They are going to get their first hit off nearly every single time. And because there's 2 of them, they stun, they then stab away for a little while. And this is why I've also chosen to put poison on these guys. The poison, even if these guys get killed, you are never not poisoning an enemy with this, which is very, very handy. And because they're so cheap, you just cycle it through. It helps keep the price of your deck down. And they're a very, very handy one. To go with that, I've then chosen, deliberately so, 2 unbound minis. Now, unbound minis are the ones that you don't have to place at a tower. They're the ones that you can place wherever you want them on the map. And I've chosen the Quillo, and I have chosen the Earth Elemental. I'll start with the Earth Elemental because he's just chonkers. He's very, very tanky, and because he's unbound, what I will often do with him is I will place him behind a turret or a tower that I'm trying to attack just before my wave of DPS turns up. That's a really good, solid, tanky distraction, and he can often take a few hits before he goes down. Even when he does go down, though, I've paired it up with Obsidian Shard, because this means he then breaks up into 2 smaller Earth Elementals and takes his already relatively high health pool and just amplifies it even more so. Splitting into 2s, more minis for the opponent to have to deal with. Just a real annoyance, but a really good tanky mini. And then that is paired up with Quillo. This is a little bit more optional, but I needed some beast synergy. The old Mery has 2 beast slots. I needed some beast synergy in this deck, really. And so I thought the Quillo does a good job of this as well. He, like the is another unbound one, and he can also do a bunch of damage, and he's also good at picking up those chests off the map. He will automatically hit the chests, which is nice. You can quickly snipe a chest before a kobold comes and gets it, which is also very nice. His downside is that he takes a few seconds to sort of burrow his way out of the ground, so I did throw the trait on him of tunnel vision, which makes him do it much quicker. He almost instantly spawns wherever you place him now. Once again, good for taking aggro off your main flying attack. So let's see this in action then. This is the deck as it stands right now. It's 3.1 average cost, and I mean, I've leveled it up quite some way. This is my main team, I guess you could say. But let's go jump into a quest and let's see how this looks. Let's give some bonus to the Stonehoof Tauren. I don't know, level any of them up. Let's see how this works. I know we're already 9 minutes into this video, but I hope this is helpful to you. Like I said, this is the team that's allowed me to just casually stroll all the way through the regular campaign, allow me to stroll through most of the heroic campaign with so far only 1 or 2 heroic bosses that have really given me much grief. It's versatile enough and it can deal with pretty much anything that comes its way. Now, I really am hoping that this is one that we can deal with. This is a slightly more unusual map, but let's give this a go. We need to kill this dude on the outside. So this is where you would kind of want to start by... my next mini to turn up is my Tide Hunter. So we don't want to spend too much gold right now, because what we really want to try and do is go Tide Hunter into something tanky to distract. The Stonehoof Tauren zerged straight onto my my Tide Hunter. That didn't quite go to plan, did it? In typical fashion, I'll record this video and I'll get my ass handed to me. But, you know, chickens can be done by the tower. Drop these guys down. Instantly stunned the mage. Poison on him. Ching, 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 ching. And he's gone. Not so problematic at all there whatsoever. Put the Tauren down. Give him a bit of space to do a charge. Now that they're distracted on the Stonehoof Tauren, we get your Harpies in there. And the Harpies will carve through everything else. We can distract this. Are they going to go south? They're going to go south. They're going to go down this way. I did not see that guy spawning. Wow, this is not a showcase of excellence, unfortunately. Typical, right? If we save up a little bit of gold now, we've got the combination of Tide Hunter and our Huntress. This is a little ridiculous. If we plank these two out, look at all of the bonus Murlocs that spew out. Let's distract with the Quill Boar. Turn this dude the wrong way. So his flame breath goes in the other direction. And to be honest, we might have it here. We've at least got him down on his feet. When he's on his feet, we can send in the Harpies. Though if we're not careful, we're going to die. Okay, I was not paying too much attention to my main base. In true fashion, record a video and then showcase the game not going your way. Sometimes it happens, right? I do have a lot of time spent in this game, but sometimes it doesn't work in your favor. Let's try that again. Let's give it another go. Let's go against Baron Rivendare, because that might actually provide us with a slightly more generic map. Let's have a look. Please be something even remotely sensible. Don't make me look like a complete fool, game. Okay, so we need to protect the I don't know what you call it, the priestess. We've got to protect the priestess so she can take the shield off. At the same time, we might want to try and take this tower. So let's send our little stabby boys with the priestess. That will mean that anything that comes in their way will get dealt with. We can get a Cobalt out on the go. Let's start spawning some Murlocs, and we'll have loads of them, please. Look at them all go. Oh, that was a perfectly timed. Priestess is heading up. She's going to take out the shield. If we can deal with this lot. Let's save up a couple of points so we've got something to spend. We want to drop down. See that 10-second window? That 10-second window to be able to drop down to spend your extra gold is very, very helpful. Tower taken. Is his shield still down? His shield's still down, so we're still fine. Let's get another Cobalt out, making some gold for us. These two are going to die, so there's not much point trying to defend these at this point. Although, actually saying that, they might take this dude down. This might be a wombo combo here. He's got nothing to do defending on these. Had to send in the pilot. Now we can spat. Look at all the Murlocs it spawns. It's actually outrageous. Getting some extra gold. Do a distraction at the back so that by the time this row of Murlocs turns up, the boss is nicely distracted, and then all of these Murlocs are likely just to carve through the boss. This is the thing. Sometimes you can snowball. And if you can get something distracting, you've got two unbound minis to do the distraction, and a wave of Murlocs just comes and cleans up. It can deal with things that are flying. It can deal with mass mobs. It can deal with ranged things. It does counter most things quite well. So that, boys and girls, was just a quick demonstration of what the build does. Let me know your thoughts on it. Over the next few days and weeks, we will be putting together some more builds for the different leaders maybe talking about which troops pair up nicely, maybe even some tier lists if you guys are interested of my favorite minis, my favorite leaders, my favorite alliance or horde, whatever the case may be. I've got loads of ideas and loads of plans. I'm having a blast playing the game, and even doing it from an entirely free-to-play perspective. It's really good fun, and I still feel as if the progression is good enough that I don't want to put my hand in my back pocket and pull out the credit card. But let me know what you think in the comments section down below, boys and girls. Give the video a like if you enjoy it, and I will see you all next time. Peace.